with my parents, right? They like some pictures now. We gave them a grandchild this year, so we hold that against.
They're like, we're good for 5 years.
We're good. We got this covered now.
A grandchild.
Welcome in the Tired Parents Club. I'm your host, Kevin Pinto, and your other host, Sierra Langford.
Hello.
Sierra, here we are. We're talking about gifts for kids. Who do we got here today?
Yes, today we have with us anchor Jason Harper. Thank you, Jason, for so much for joining us this morning.
You're welcome. What's up, guys?
I'll bring you in now.
Oh,
Hey, there you go. All right.
Boy, you said gifts for kids, and then you said, here's Jason Harper. So am I the gift giver or am I the kid that gets gifts?
You're
I like
the
this.
gift that we're giving away to kids for the year's Tired Parents Club.
return receipt. I can tell you right now.
Everyone wants to see Jason Harper. Lila's going to be pumped.
Oh, I love it. I love this time of year. I mean, so we have 4 daughters, and first of all, thank you guys for having me back on your show. I love this show. One, because I don't know a parent that's not tired. So we're all in this club. Whether you have a 3-month-old or 30-year-old adult kids, we're tired parents, and we do it all because we just love our kids. But I love this time of year because 3, all right, so they're all older. Our youngest is a junior in high school. So 1 out of 4 is at home.
So you've been through it.
Other 3 are not in the house anymore. They're gone. And so just trying to get them under the same roof for the holidays is our number one goal this year. It's not the gifts. So, but what's interesting is it really changes over time. It really changes over time. Like, where are you guys with gift giving for Christmas with your kids?
Oh,
You're like the early first Christmas stage, right?
Yeah, this is my first Christmas with Lila, right? So she's going to be 8 months at that time.
Okay.
So she'll remember a thing, right? This is just for us. And we know that.
And pictures and family and social media.
So, but we'll have, people are going to buy her a bunch. I hear that some parents overdo it for their first time, and they're like, well, they're not going to remember it. So I got her, like spoilers. Don't watch this, Lila. I got her, like, maybe 4 or 5 gifts, and then the grandparents are going to spoil her, and I know that. So it's really just, like, I don't know. She could, if you gave her the wrapping paper, I'm sure she would just be happy. Because she gets distracted by just bags and stuff like that. Wrapping paper, boxes, toys that aren't hers, Ollie's
That's
toys.
true. Items that are not even toys, like the remote.
You can get away with
It's a
so much.
toy.
Oh my gosh. There's nothing worse than when you spend money on something or it was a pain to buy whatever the thing was. And then you find that they put it down immediately and play with the box or the ribbon that's on it. You're like,
Yes.
are you kidding me? I could have wrapped an empty box. That would have
I
saved
know
me
that's what's
time
gonna
and money.
happen.
Yeah.
I know that's what's going to happen. So I'm not, I'm going to be realistic. And so I got her some little things that I know she'll play with, but I'm not going to go crazy for the first year. When she can remember, I think that's when I'll go nuts. What about Liam?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It definitely changes. So Liam's going to be turning 3 next week.
Ooh.
And in those 3 years, it has changed how we've celebrated Christmas as he gets older. So very similar. When he was just a year old, we didn't go crazy. I'm not even sure if we, did presents on Christmas Day for him. He also is a unique situation where his birthday is very close to Christmas. So he ends up actually getting totally spoiled and slammed with gifts between his birthday and Christmas. And then this year with him turning 3, this is really the first year we're doing Santa. He's old enough to kind of understand what's going on. He's very excited. He talks about cookies and milk. And as far as the gifts go, there will be gifts under the tree this year. And he's kind of, in terms of how many gifts are under the tree or what kind of gifts we're giving him, we're doing like one big gift. And then a couple little ones. Because as you know, the prices on things, there's some items that are crazy and some that are really affordable. And so we're just having one item that's like the really big gift and then just a few little ones.
Did you overdo it for his first one?
For when he was a baby?
Yeah.
No, we didn't. We didn't do really anything.
Yeah.
And then we've slowly kind of ramped it up. Jason, what about you? How has it changed for you over the years?
Oh, wow. There's been a major price inflation. Holy cow.
Then you were just giving rocks, right? That's how, way back when.
Lots of lumps of coal.
You rode your dinosaurs in.
That's it. There was lots of cheap plastic sparkly things when they were little, right? You could get Whether it was, let's see, making the loom bracelets was big back then.
Yeah.
All kind of beads, cheap, go to Walmart and get the dollar nail polish kits. All those things. The most expensive things back then were like Barbie or Disney things.
Yep.
That was it. That was way before iPads came out. Before, AirPods were popular. No one had even heard of Lululemon. Right? Like, I'm naming brands that are now, if you don't give them at least one Lululemon, they're going to give you the look. And then you're going to have to sit them down and talk about what are our priorities? What are the things that are important in life? So I think the big thing for us that's changed is now that they are older, for those that might ever be watching this, I don't want to give certain things away, right? There's a lot Christmas magic and the belief and that and celebrating all the things that come with Christmas magic have changed over the years. And we always tell them, no matter how old they are, if you stop believing in the Christmas magic will stop. Mm-hmm. And so, we try to keep that alive every year. The number of presents by far has changed. You would think that would be saving you money. But what happens is the older they get, their opinions become stronger. They want you to continue to give them 10, 15, 20 presents, but now you're looking at each one is $100 or more. And like I mentioned, Lululemon. Yeah. Well, I want a Lululemon hoodie. Okay, I might have to take out a small loan for that one hoodie.
Like $100, $200.
That's it. Oh, and can I get AirPods? Yeah. Well, those are $150 minimum.
I want a video game. It's like $70 now. Yeah,
that's
maybe
it.
Not as many presents, but the quality is higher.
We had one the other day. One of our daughters that's in college. She's like, "Hey, I would like an iPad, and it doesn't have to be top of the line. So thank you. I'm glad.
I've had one."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was like, I've got one that's 10 years old that's been sitting in the office for 3 years. Let me see if it'll turn on. I'll give you that one.
The little child one that they give.
I'm like that with my phone. I still haven't updated my phone. I refuse.
No, and so we were like, okay, we started looking at it. We were like, if Santa were to put that on his list for her, then basically, you got columns of here's what they're asking for. You know how it is. You got to do even Santa has to budget.
Yeah.
And so it changes. And so, yes, what you do is if some of those larger items end up under the tree, then, you might get, I may take a pack of 6 fuzzy socks and I might wrap each one individually.
So,
no, I'm not joking. I mean, that's
great.
And you kind of make a joke about it because you don't want that one child sitting there while the other ones are opening up 8 presents and they're sitting there literally for an hour waiting on their one big one. That's great. Again, it's not about presents. Yeah. And there are times over the years where you have to just be like, Santa's on a budget this year. What are the things?
One sock in each. Hiding it around,
100%.
Make it like an Easter bunny hunt. That's another episode.
That is
you get more creative. You get more creative the older you get, and we always have tried to really go before we start talking about what you're asking Santa for. Mm-hmm. What is something collectively we can do as a family to help some other families, maybe in our neighborhood? Maybe go on your local Facebook page for your neighborhood or wherever you live.
That's so
and let's pick one family. Let's do one thing for them. Like, that's changed. We didn't used to do that when they were kids.
And I know you've talked about that morning edition where we talked about, because I think I was on that episode even, where we talked about, do we want experiences or real gifts? Yeah. And eventually, I feel like that fluctuates, right? I don't think a 1-year-old cares about the experience as much. But, as you get a little older or they're out of the house, maybe an experience, a trip to, Cancun or something with your family might be more fun.
Well, like right now, it's been on my bucket list for 5 years. We're still not doing it again this year. Spoiler alert, girls. But yeah, I've never been to New York during the holidays. I don't necessarily want to be in New York City when the ball drops or the day they light the tree at 30 Rock. I don't want to be there on those days. But somewhere when there's ice skate, like, I grew up as a kid, even if you grew up watching Home Alone, any of those movies where you see families, like to me, that is the hallmark picture that's been in my head since I was a kid is going to New York and seeing maybe a play or going ice skating or seeing the tree. Like just some of that. I would love to take the girls and be like, girls, this is all Santa is giving you because I've spoken to him. We're on speed dial together. This is all that's coming down for Christmas this year.
It is true.
I want us to all be together in New York.
I go to New York every other year, probably. We try to go once a year, honestly. I just love the North. I love everything. You never run short on stuff. But during Christmas time it is something special. You're still gonna get people cursing at you and honking at you, and that's just New York. That's the culture.
Half of New York has moved to where I live in North Carolina and Waxhaw.
True.
So I get the honking and the, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I get that here. So
and I'm the same
fine.
way. I'm from the north, and I'm like, hey, guy, get out of the way. Yeah, no, I'm the same way. So with the stresses of gift giving, right? Has it fluctuated throughout the years? Was it like, I'm sure it was less stressful when they're younger, right? Because they don't care.
Yeah.
And then there's a pressure, right? Where the kids are at school and they're like, I gotta have the new, I don't know, Pokemon cards. And we had Beyblades. You probably don't know what that is.
Oh, I remember those.
I asked
or the
for
new
a
Nintendo or
TV
something.
one year.
A TV.
Whoa.
I asked for a television.
Which are now super cheap, by the way.
Well, yeah, now they
looking
are.
back now, what my parents did, so clever. They got like a mini TV, like the ones that you see, like I don't know how to explain it.
In the back of your car.
It was literally the size of my head. Like
Yeah.
it was just like a
Oh,
mini
wow.
little television,
Yeah.
and then the channels were almost like a radio dial that you had to
Okay.
Yeah.
do, and that's what I got. So they did make it work, but yeah, televisions were also much more expensive.
Yeah, no, for sure.
back
You
in
can
the
buy like
day
a 50-inch
than they are
TV
now.
Yeah.
like $200.
But I remember asking for that. Just wanted a TV
Did
in
you
my
get
room,
it? And you got it.
and I got the tiny one. Yeah,
Nice.
I did.
I asked
Yeah.
for a gun, a paintball gun. Still haven't gotten it. I had a box of paintballs, by the way.
Oh.
So I had the paintballs. I didn't have anything to shoot them.
Yeah.
I just throw them at people or something. It was pretty.
Well,
easy.
I've seen your unprovoked rage at times.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's probably good.
Yeah.
That you haven't had one and that you still don't have one.
Mine. It's just coming up from the north. All right, buddy, calm down.
Oh
guy.
yeah. See.
That
here we go.
actually really reminds me of the classic A Christmas Story.
Yeah.
When he
Yeah.
asks for
Oh, the
like,
Red Ryder BB gun.
Red
Yeah.
Ryder BB gun.
Shoot your eye out, Ralphie.
Jason, did you have a gift like that you really, really wanted growing up? It was just like the equivalent of the Red Ryder BB gun.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I asked for the actual Daisy Red Ryder BB gun.
You did.
I think at some point I may have received it.
And what happened?
One of his eyes is actually.
I didn't. Nothing. It's everything. Everything's been great. Everything's been great since then. So, the last time I picked up that, I kept it for years, but it was in a closet. I don't know, like high school. I never pulled it out. At some point in college, I think, or later, I pulled out that dumb thing and was
Here we
like,
go.
I'm going to go out and shoot squirrels or something. I don't know. And I remember having a somewhat flat basketball in my yard, and I thought, I'm going to shoot this basketball. And guess what happens when you shoot a rubber basketball with a BB gun? It ricochets. And it came straight back. I mean, I was standing right over it. And it went, quink. I mean, it just came right back and nailed me right here in the forehead.
Wow.
And it was bruised. I didn't bleed or anything, but I was like, that's the last time I picked up a
This
BB
explains
gun.
a lot about you.
This explains a lot. No, what I wanted as a kid, as a kid, was a bicycle tractor. It looked like a tractor, right? And but it had I could pedal. And so I've got this picture. I wish I could pull it up right now. I'm wearing a firefighter outfit.
Okay.
I'm wearing white gloves because the butcher at the grocery store, when I was like 5 years old, he always had on white gloves when he was working with me.
Yeah.
And so I would wear white gloves all around the house all the time. So I'm a fireman
Of course.
with white gloves as the butcher, but I wanted to drive a tractor. I mean, what a great combination. So my parents and Santa back
You
then.
had a lot of dreams, man. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Back then, personality disorder as a kid. And so my parents, along with Santa Claus back then, were like, oh, where are we going with it? Let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
And so I've had that with my girls growing up. What the good thing is, there was a period when they were younger, like middle school and early high school, like ninth grade, where they were all doing very similar things. They were all like in competitive dance together at the same time. That helps.
Yeah.
You can get, you can ask Santa for 4 things. Let's whatever the thing is. And that was helpful. And then when they all started switching and doing different things, it
got pricier.
that's when Santa had to get a financial advisor at the North Pole.
All right, Jason, we're going to take a quick little break here. We're going to go ask Casey for some raises so we can afford all these gifts. So I'll let you know how that goes. We'll see if I'm fired or if I'm back here after break. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, guys, to the Tired Parents Club, where today we're talking about gifts. And now we're going to finally address a very hot topic, the magic of Santa Claus.
Ooh.
Mr. Old Saint Nick. Jason, how has that been in your family, celebrating or not celebrating the magic of Santa Claus? I know some families feel that they don't want to, talk to their kids about this magical person existing. I don't know how to say this, and if children are listening.
They are listening. We have we know the kids are watching Tired Parents Club.
They are.
But yeah, what do you think about Santa?
First of all, the older I get, the younger Santa looks. I used to think he was, 415 years old.
Yeah.
And I'm approaching.
He's just 55.
I'm knocking on the 50 door this year, and
you don't look a day over 48. So.
Oh, yeah, that's so kind. You're just a liar.
He's gonna beat me up after the show.
I've heard of some parents out there, Sierra, that they don't ever have conversations around Mr. Claus because they feel like it could be fibbing, to their family members, and they don't want to do that. So therefore, the magic never comes alive in their household. I don't know who these parents are. They're not in my friend circle. I can tell you that right now. I will sit down and have a one-on-one with you. Listen, there's such a small, precious window of kids being kids. And there's nothing wrong, this is my opinion, nothing wrong with the imagination, the wonder, the surprise, the excite, all the different descriptive words that come along with Santa Claus. And for some, that can be short-lived, and for others, it goes longer. To me, there's just so much beauty to see in your kids' eyes with that. And so that was something, yes, absolutely. It was paralleled because faith is also very important in our family. And it is in my family now, and it was growing up. And so there was a clear distinction between Santa Claus and for us, the reason for this season was the birth of Jesus and going to church and all that. And so there was always a very clear message about those two things. And they could live, and they did. They lived harmoniously together for years. So we did it for our kids as well. And it was never on a certain date, when the kid reaches a certain age, maybe we should have a certain conversation. It was never. It was all up to when the questions started being asked. And when there was like, Susie at school said this and that. And well, what if we're traveling? And how does Santa know how to find us in the hotel room or at the cabin in Colorado skiing? Or
we don't even have a chimney. How did he get down there?
We just watched, the Santa Claus, the movie on Disney.
That's right. They bust all the myths.
That's it.
You know what's so funny, Jason? Now that you're saying this, thinking back, growing up, I never had a conversation with my parents about Santa either. There was never a time where my parents came to me and said anything here nor there about his existence. And I think now that I'm a parent myself, I love it. I love the magic of Santa. It's
fun. I miss it, you guys.
It's fun.
And like I said, it may not last
and the
long.
milk that you do at night and you leave out, and the carrots for the reindeer, and just them waking up in the morning being so excited that Santa's here. And I cannot wait for that now that he's 3 and he really
that's
gets
perfect.
it. Yeah, it's the first year. I'm just like, I can't wait to sit there with my cup of coffee and watch him open up all the presents and the excitement. I'm just I'm gonna relish it.
Good. No, as you should. And it does,
man.
and all the future years, while it lasts, it will make you more tired. This is the perfect club to be in, right? The Tired Parents Club. It will make you more tired. There are certain, your schedules have to adjust because of that, especially, on the 24th.
How early do your daughters get up in the past when for Christmas Day?
Okay, we were talking about how prices change in gift giving the older they get. When they're younger, they're up. Gosh, like 8 o'clock, if they even wait till 8 o'clock. Sometimes they're the ones knocking on your door. Hey, can we go downstairs? Can we go look? Can we see if Santa came? Oh, my gosh. Once they start getting into high school, and then when they come home for college, you're waking them up going, y'all, listen, we're already past brunch. Your mom and I have already had the sausage breakfast casserole. I've been through a pot of coffee. I've watched the parade on TV. Are we going to do Christmas while it's Christmas? Come on, let's do this before 11 o'clock.
Start beating them with pillows. Get up. Let's go.
We are. And then the older they get, it's also, please don't take any pictures or video. My hair, I'm in my pajamas. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Aww.
Can we just please go back to when you were 7 years old and
Yeah.
excited about Christmas?
Just in some pajamas running down.
I am all for the magic that comes with Santa Claus.
I thought about it as you were telling your story, right? When I was younger, I remember my dad, he got glitter, and he ruined the whole floor for the glitter, right? Because glitter's the worst to get up.
Yeah.
But he did that for me. He did like little glitter hooves, and he had treats that he put outside and on the sidewalk.
I love that.
And to make me think that the reindeer were up there, and he went the whole thing. That is so, and what a memory, right? It came back to me, and I was like, that created a memory, created the magic. I can't wait to do stuff like that too. Right now, I'm trying. I do decorations, right? That's what I'm known for, is doing crazy stuff with my decorations. I do have a Santa on top of my roof.
Of course,
I went on my roof. I got 3 reindeer up there. He can't have 9 reindeer. Anyway,
Careful climbing on your roof.
I have people honking at me, by the way. And yeah, you're the best. We love your neighbor. Yeah, whatever. Leave me alone. I'm trying not to fall off the roof. Jenna, that was the whole thing. Her helping me try to put stuff on the roof was miserable. Real quick, I had her try to throw sandbags to me, and she kept hitting. She hit the gutter twice. I was like, get it up there. Use your strong arms.
Because sandbags are lightweight. Those are easy to throw.
I told her to bring her strong arms, and she didn't bring them clearly. But anyways, got those up there. So we had to create the magic. I'm definitely gonna do the Santa thing. I love it. I can't wait. I'm gonna put more weight on, just to really go all.
Oh, you're going all in.
Yeah.
Hey, I will say,
you're going to dress as Santa?
Someday. I think I will do that.
I think you should.
We're not putting the gifts under the tree. I don't want her to walk down and see me in my boxers.
You think she's gonna catch you?
I don't know.
In the middle of the night?
Kids are nosy, man. They sometimes they sneak down, right? You know that. Kids are gonna come down.
I never did. I was too scared to do that.
A couple of hacks.
You don't want to ruin it.
Hey, listen, there's a couple of hacks that are out there.
Let's hear.
One, there have been people known to reverse doorknobs a couple days before on the 23rd, 24th. And you gotta sort of be a little handy.
Yeah.
Know how to do it. Otherwise, you're in trouble. So there's one suggestion.
Okay.
Number 2 is if you do have a Santa costume handy,
Yes.
yourself or a neighbor around bedtime, do a pass by in front of the house and make sure, the kids and everyone actually see the pass by.
Are you just running by?
And just, or somewhere and just be like, whoa, was that? Y'all better go to bed. He could be near. And every year it got them excited to go to bed right away. All right. So those 2 things right there. I will say the older they get, if Santa's magic is not quite the same, if you want to bring in the Elf on the Shelf, that has become fun in their older years.
Yeah, I'm on the fence with Elf.
Is Elf on the Shelf kind of naughty though? Or does it depend on what you do?
Well, see, that's where it's become fun for older parents like myself. All the parents get together, and then you kind of start competing on who's coming up with the most clever scene to put them in. I mean, now you got...
I see it all on Facebook.
Now you got Snoop on a stoop. Snoop Dogg, if you don't want the Elf on the Shelf, you can do Snoop on a stoop. The other day we saw Martha on the mantle.
Stop.
Oh, yeah. So you got a lot, but there's other ways to create the vibe of the fun Christmas spirit in your house, no matter what age your kids are. Don't ever let it get old.
All right, Jason, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Tired Parents Club. Welcome back to Tired Parents Club. We are talking about gifts for kids. So we're all still kids. We still have our parents.
Big kids.
So what do you guys still do? Do you still do gifts with your family? How do you guys handle that?
That's a great question. I have a pretty big family. I'm one of 5. And so things have changed, over the years. 'Cause several years ago, we used to all give each other gifts. And now that there's grandkids involved, what we've decided to do is we all still do gifts for the kids and the adults do like a Secret Santa. So everyone kind of still gets a gift. It's still fun. And you don't know who's gift giving to you. And we're not buying, 20, we're not buying gifts for 20 people.
Yeah.
Jason, what about you? How is it in your family with the adults?
I think it fluctuates depending on what season of life we're in. There's never an expectation to give or get one. I have an older sister, so that's it. So typically, it's a medium expense, not an expensive bottle of wine, $20-$30. I mean, that's it. It's just a thought. And even with our parents and stuff like that, we don't do cousins and extend it out. It's just more thoughtful, more intentionality in what we give. And so the older my parents get, I'm grateful to still have them around. And so they like, maybe it's a framed something of the family. Or, a cube you put on in your kitchen or coffee table that has a picture on every. So we do a lot of those things. They're not that expensive. They just take some thought and creativity.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of do the same with my parents, right? They like some pictures now. We gave them a grandchild this year, so we hold that against.
They're like, we're good for 5 years.
Yeah, we're good. We got this coming now.
A grandchild.
You're welcome. Your only grandchild right now.
That's what you get.
Oh, man.
So that's kind of their gift.
You're good for a while. You get a pass.
Like with the wife or whatever, this year, we're a little bit tighter for money. We're getting a house. I think that's a good enough gift as well.
A house and a kid in 1 year. I think
that's right.
Yeah, let's retire.
So we got to talk to Casey again about that pay raise.
Stop it. Oh, my God.
So that's it for today for Retired Parents Club. Happy birthday to Liam, by the way.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Of course. Yeah. There you go. 3 years, you said? 3 years
Yeah,
old?
yep, in a couple days.
That's so cool. And then, Jason, thank you for joining us. Happy holidays to everybody.
You guys.
Yes.
And join us next time for Retired Parents Club.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.